Hey everyone, Richard here, and I made a pretty big trade, so let's just get into it. Alright, so if you've been keeping up with my videos, you'd know a couple videos ago I went through my whole collection, got my big comic filing cabinet out of my room, it used to be right here, and cut my collection size down quite a bit. I'm sitting at around 500 books now, and I had about 6 short boxes of stuff that I wasn't going to keep. It was too much bulk, etc. And plan was to take it to some local shops, trade it in, see what I could get. So I took 3 of the boxes, primarily my Marvel stuff, a little bit of DC, but it was quite a few like Amazing Spider-Man issues and various minor keys because I don't really have many runs and stuff in my collection anymore. But I took it to a local shop, Presidio Comics, to see what I could get out of it. I'm not going to discuss numbers too much for what they offered and everything, but they were very fair. So I went there, traded in some books. They seemed pretty happy with it. Spent some time talking to Eric and Mike, quite a bit of time actually. I kind of went in knowing they had a good selection, but not knowing anything they had. And because of that, once I had traded in my boxes, brought them in, I ended up spending there like an hour and a half there, chatting with them, looking at books, etc., etc. So hopefully I didn't bother them too much. They were very nice, but I was there for easily an hour and a half looking at things. And I ended up picking up 4 books. So I guess I should show those because it was quite a big trade. Uh, I'm sure I'll throw up clips or something of some of this stuff because I did post some little clips on their Instagram of some of the stuff they got from me specifically. These were definitely some of the best books I brought in as far as my short boxes go. And don't get me wrong, they're nice books, but I decided to throw them in because you obviously want to make the trade in kind of enticing to the people you're bringing the books to. So, some decent Spider Man stuff, honestly. I think they liked it. I meant to film like at the shop there, but I was in trade mindset and not video making mindset. Happens. I still have some trade credit left over, so I'll be back there eventually. Maybe I'll bring another box of stuff down there. So maybe I'll film something then, but this time I didn't. But anyway, let's just go and show what I got. This first book was kind of just a last minute minor throw in. I didn't have a copy of this book already. Actually, I didn't have copies of any of these books, but it wasn't really on my radar either. It's just I was trying to find something to add to the pile, so to speak. And then he pulled, I believe it was Eric, pulled this out of one of the boxes. I was like, sure, we'll include that one. This is Fantastic Four 53. This is the second appearance of Black Panther, first appearance of Claw, I believe. Yeah. I think this is also some of the origin of Vibranium. I'm not positive. It's been a while since I've looked at this book, but got that one, threw that in there. This is the lowest value book that I got in that trade. Again, 3 short boxes full of pretty decent stuff. Got that one. This next book is 100% a personal collection book. I don't intend to sell it. The grade on it doesn't even matter. It was also the last book I ended up picking up out of everything there. But it's purely nostalgia. This is a Sabrina the Teenage Witch book, but it is signed by Melissa Joan Hart, who was obviously Sabrina, Caroline Rhea, which was Aunt Hilda, and Beth Broderick, who was Zelda. Big fan of this show growing up. Melissa Joan Hart was one of my favorite people growing up. Watched her in Sabrina, watched her in Clarissa Explains It All. Anything that she was on, I usually watched it. So when I saw this on their wall and I saw it was signed, I asked to see it. And it was signed by the cast, and that was enough reason to throw it into my pile. 100% a PC book for me. Definitely keeping this one. It will go into my Archie collection. All right, and these last 2 books, the last 2 books I traded for, are the bigger books of the trade-in. I was debating for quite a long time, looking at different books. I looked at some Spider-Man books, looked at a Captain America book, looked at ASM 300 multiple times, but I am not a fan of ASM 300. I just know it's an easy book to basically have as trade bait later on. It's a very liquid book, but I decided I wanted stuff that might stay in my collection for a while, might not. but I don't have them. So first one is Silver Surfer 1 from 1968, the milestone issue. They had this as a VG. I probably agree with it. It presents super, super nice, but it has a bit of an issue down here on the bottom corner. It might be a little bit better than a VG. I'm not positive. It could be spot on. But I've never actually owned this comic, and it had really nice colors for a book from 1968. Thick book, mind you, too. So that was the first one that it's like, okay, this is one going home with me. But yeah, got that one. And then I guess the big book, this was when I saw it on the wall, I knew this was one of the ones I was selecting. I owned this book years and years ago. It was a pretty decent grade. I had it signed by Stan Lee. But when I had several of my books stolen, this was one of the books that was stolen from me. And I've always been looking for a replacement for it. So this one's a little bit lower grade, but mind you, it presents pretty good for what it is. But this is Iron Man 1, again from 1968, the milestone issue. They had it at a VG. I do think this one's probably better than a VG. Not a lot better, but a little bit better. Took it out, flipped through it. Staples are solid. Pages look good. It just has some corner issues and whatnot. Some little tiny chip down here, but otherwise it's a very nice copy. And this is definitely going to be a PC book. I will probably get these two graded, I guess by CGC, because I definitely am not sending them to PSA. So probably end up getting these graded probably relatively soon, I'm guessing. We'll see. Depends on what Tucson Comic Con does to my wallet. So they might get thrown on the back burner. But these were the big trade-ins for my 3 short boxes. Actually, 3 short boxes and a few cards that I also had. Yeah, very, very happy to have it. Of all of them, these 2 are probably my favorite. These 2 are definitely PC books. The other 2 are mine for now, PC for now, but whether or not they stay PC, who knows. But yeah, that's all I got. Going to Presidio. It's been a long time since I've been to Presidio. Years even. Last time I was there, they're actually in their previous location in Tucson Mall. So it was a bit overdue, I guess. But yeah, that was all for this. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. It feels good consolidating the collection, getting it down to a more manageable level. So you'll probably see more of that. Like I said, 3 more short boxes that I'll take somewhere. Might take another one at Presidio. Might take one to some other shops here in Tucson. But yeah, that is everything. So I hope you're all well out there. Take care, everyone.